wondering, why am I not just enjoying the moment? Today we're going to get into why that is and why you might be chasing happiness in this video coming up. I am Shika. I'm a travel lifestyle content creator, mentor, and owner of Blog It. And on this channel, I talk about all things spirituality, wellness, entrepreneurship, and social media for conscious business owners, creatives, and beings to help and inspire you guys to be the best higher self that you can possibly be. Today, we're going to be getting into the difference between joy and pleasure. Two words that tend to be quite close, but actually quite different. And I was actually listening or reading the book and listening because it's an audiobook of The Power of Now. I don't know if you guys have heard this book before. It's by Eckhart. Yeah. I didn't pronounce it there, but and he is amazing. It is so captivating. It's one of those books that you need to read as you go. You don't rush this type of book. But one of the biggest things in one of the chapters that he talks about is the difference between joy and pleasure. And I learned so much, and I thought, why not make a video for you guys so it can help you understand what is the difference between joy and pleasure, and how can you be more joyous and just enjoying life and happy and fulfilled and feeling like you're not chasing after things all the time. So let's get into the video. Before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe so you do not miss a video. And of course, I always do a subscriber of the day. So today's subscriber of the day is Arira Sarda. Arira Sarda. Correct me if this is wrong, but thank you so much for coming to this community. I'm so happy and excited to have you be here, sending you light, love, and positivity. Let's get into the video. The first things first, what is the difference between joy and pleasure? Aren't they like the same? They're actually not. So I actually thought the same thing. They're completely different. Joy is really coming within yourself. It's the happiness that you have within yourself. Have you ever had moments when you're alone and you feel kind of happy, you feel kind of sad, emotions, not from any external people, external environments? It's just you and yourself. Pleasure is essentially anything external. So anything outside of what we do. So pleasures would be, going for a massage could be a pleasure. Another pleasure could be going to dinner out with friends or going to travel. These are all pleasures. Joy, in the sense, is, a feeling and emotion and inner work that we do within ourselves. And it's where we feel with ourselves in our own emotions, in our own present tense, and where we feel right in this moment. So right now, when you guys are watching this video, how do you feel? Let me know down below. How are you feeling? Are you feeling joyous? Are you feeling kind of exhausted? Like, where are you at mentally? I'm actually gonna read out the making noise. The quote for you guys, because it is so good. He says that the pleasure is always derived from something outside of you, whereas joy arises from within. So exactly what I mentioned, it's outside of you. Just really wanted to share you with this because this is basically the quote that I was like, I need to make a video on this. So Eckhart told, that's what he mentions. And a lot of other people did kind of gravitate towards that definition. And I felt like that's the easiest way of understanding what does joy mean and what does pleasure mean. You know what I mean? Let's get into more examples of what pleasure is. So you guys know we're using pleasure to fill in voids or using pleasure for the wrong reasons, and just knowing how to use that as well. So pleasure is anything from if you fill a void. So essentially, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling exhausted, you go have a glass of wine, maybe a little bit too much, and a glass of wine once in a while turns into a glass of wine every single day. So that could be a pleasure that you're filling a void. Another void could be, sexually. It could be a void that could happen with yourself, just how you feel. There are so many different ways of creating voids within ourselves. They could be people, they could be energies. Just make sure that you're not allowing yourself to gravitate to that, because that's sucking out your energy and how you feel within yourself. And it makes it harder for you to understand where are you at, right? Also, you guys know I like talking about law of attraction. I love talking about manifestation. That is also going to affect if you're going to be able to manifest and, attract the life that you want, the joy that you want, the people that you want in your life, the environment you want, the things that you want to achieve in your career. So pleasures can actually be kind of hindered as a negative thing sometimes. Just be mindful if you are filling out voids and just check in with yourself. You know, I like to do that every once in a while. I talked to you guys about it on my Instagram. I went through a detox. So I currently am just like eating good food, like all cleanse raw foods. And that's not because of just like whatever the benefits or whatnot. It's more of just being mindful of my body and making sure I can feel more of myself. And I'm not doing voids out of pizza and stuff like that. Not that it's not good to eat pizza. Don't get me wrong. I love pizza, but I'm having a lot more just to kind of fill emotional voids. Does that make sense? The other one is materialistic fillers. So, you know, going shopping a lot when you feel stressed. They say like shop, what's it called? Like shop therapy or whatever. I get that. I've been there. I know we all have our pleasures, but you got to ask yourself, what is the intent of doing it, right? So sometimes when we do those shop pleasures, it might have a hindering effect on us later. So just keep that in mind. Chasing after X. So this could be chasing after a specific person. This could be chasing after a certain dream, chasing after a career. Now, a lot of people ask with the pleasures and joy and whatnot, how do you know if you're chasing after something or if you're working towards something? That's the question. Chasing after something is kind of like going after it for the wrong pleasurable reasons, such as I want money so I can get that really nice car. Okay, like what does that car give you? What does that car inner work do for you, for your joy? And that's where it happens. Maybe it's the way that you feel. Maybe it allows you to feel abundant. Then there's different reasons for doing that, but always making sure that you don't have any malice intent as to why you want X or Y or whatever. Now let's get into the fun part, joy. What does joy mean? How can we be more joyous in our life? Like, how can we increase our joy, our happiness? That's the reason why you guys are watching this video. So let's get into the tips on that. First thing is meditation. I think meditation is so important. I actually just did a meditation today and it was so good. I always never regret a meditation. Even if you have 5 minutes, like go to the bathroom at work, whatever you need to do, take the time to meditate. Meditation allows you to kind of do in the inner work. And what you can do is when you are sitting with your thoughts without music and everything, you can feel your feelings. Any person, ask anyone from Jay Shetty to Robin Sharma to Eckhart Tolle. Got it right. Eckhart Tolle. All of them. One of the things that they all say, and a lot of other people that are quite conscious and, you know, like Deepak Chopra, all those people as well. One of the major things that they talk about is meditation and how that allows you to put intention. If you put intention every day and ensure that every day is like a new slate, a new page, where you can add one thing that brings joy to you. And this could be the simple thing of joy, creating a moment. And this goes back to the original definition. Joy brings you a moment of happiness, a moment of excitement. So with you doing meditation, it allows you to reflect in your feelings and say, am I joyful? Are there any negative people in my life? Are there bad environments? Is there something that I need to change? Am I filling or having unhealthy fillers in order for me to avoid and run away from my feelings and my problems and my issues? So again, what goes in the dark comes in the light, and that's where I think the more and more that you're able to tap into if you're joyful, if you're happy enough, and if not, what you need to do to change that with little steps, of course. It helps you a lot with just having the joyous, most happy, most abundant, most amazing life that you can possibly do. Grounding in nature. This has been one of my favorite parts. Every single weekend I've been going to the forest and going for a hike, and it's just been so nice. And one of the things I love about it is just the kind of the atmosphere, the environment, and feeling grounded. And I know personally I live in Canada. It is winter right now. It's melting, whatever. But point is like I know sometimes the weather can Mother Nature is all different types of weather, right? But try to get yourself outside. If you can't go outside, open the window, allow air to come in, like allow yourself to be grounded, have plants in your house. I talked to you guys about that. Just be connected with nature. It really allows you to be more joyful and gives more oxygen. That's great for the brain. Trust me. Silence. Silence is so powerful. It can be used for a video, such as if I were to say, what does joy mean to you? And you were to just sit there in those silence, that moment, that feeling as you're like, oh, okay, I'm in my thoughts, right? So silence can be used in so many ways, and how silence can help us with joy is any of the signs that our angels, our guides are telling us. Sometimes we can hear it or we can notice them because we're so busy. Our brain's always going, and we rarely tend to tap into, hey, like, let's look at me for a second. Let's be selfish for me. Let me check in and see how I'm feeling. And silence can be used as an amazing tool. I like to do it in the morning when I'm meditating, or even just in between breaks. I'll turn off music when I'm doing my work and I'll just sit there with my thoughts. I'll close my screen, I'll put my phone away. Use silence. It allows you to be more intentional. More intention equals more joy. The last one is really fun. So plan an activity that can create a moment of joy. So for example, maybe have a brunch with family and friends. That creates a memory that you can connect, and it increases your vibration of happiness, which i.e. increases your joy and your presentness and your consciousness of yourself and your best self that you can possibly do. Maybe go to a dance class, get yourself outside of your comfort zone, go out there and do something fun, be around great people, try a meetup. There's always those meetup things that you can do in your city. Like, do different things that allows you to bring joy. The joy that you want in your life is completely up to you, and it's controlled by you. The more open you are to, receiving it, the more the universe will give you. And I think that's one of the biggest things I've been learning through this chapter. And I can't wait to share more videos with you guys about some great tips on the books that I read, but also just some great people that I look up to and how they've affected my life, me being more present, me being more joyful, and just growing in myself. Because they always say the inner work, the more you grow in yourself, the more you invest in yourself, the more abundant you are in all aspects in your life. Happiness, money, just relationships, environment, it's endless. It's literally endless. I hope you guys like this video on the difference between how to be joyful, and also what's the difference between joy as opposed to pleasure. Let me know down below, what is one thing that you are going to do as an activity to bring you joy? And make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe so you do not miss a video. I do videos 3 times a week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Sending you love, light, and positivity. Bye.